happened? You broke down?
Yes.
Got no gas?
No.
No. Daddy's in big trouble.
Yes.
Yes, he is. Daddy's in big trouble.
Yes.
Yes, and it's raining
Yep.
and we're stuck.
No.
Yes, we're stuck here.
No.
Yes, we are. We're stuck here.
No.
Yes. Today is the day. It's time for us to turn around, head south, and go back to Texas. It hasn't been an easy decision for us to head home, but it's time. We kind of need to feel like we need to hit the reset button a little bit, both financially, healthcare wise. It's been a hard travel year for us. And we're gonna head home. We have 13 travel days to get there in a short amount of time to do it, so let's hit the road. Our first travel day took us from Maine all the way to Connecticut through 4 states, 240 miles, where we landed at Bishop's Orchard. We love this stop. It was a one-night Harvest Host free boondocking stay, and we got to stock up on all kinds of fresh fruit and staples, and it was completely free. We even got to roam their grounds a little bit, and we met up with a really good friend of mine, Melissa Wilson, who I've known online for years. But it was really wonderful to meet her in person and say hello, and she even took a few photos of our family.
I'll help you, buddy.
Keep your arm in, Jonah. Yep.
Go! It's still sliding out.
The very next morning, we were back on the road again for a long travel day, taking us from Connecticut through New York to New Jersey. It was a little bit difficult for us to drive past that New York City skyline because we had so many plans for the city that just didn't happen, and it was really heartbreaking to drive past it. We know that we can come back, but it was definitely a low point. We're all stuffed into like this 3 square foot space. We've got 2 dogs back here. Hello, dogs.
Me with a broken arm, can't get it wet, raining really hard outside.
And because we got here and now it's raining all of a sudden, and so we're all like
And
in this
thunder.
little hallway.
And there's thunder, I heard it.
Because Jason was getting us all hooked up, and now it's pouring down rain. So
And
it's
there's
very
thunder,
stuffy.
I heard it.
Lots of thunder, lots of rain. It's not going to last very long, but Daddy's opening up the slide so we can have some room
Yeah, I
in
got
it.
your cable for you.
Yeah. Oh, look, we can move now. Hold on. Let me unblock the dogs. We stayed 2 nights in New Jersey, and we had initially planned to drive over to Atlantic City for a day of adventure, but we were just completely exhausted. In addition to the bad weather, we were so tired from so many travel days, and we knew we needed to get back on the road first thing in the morning to head out. After a quick pass through Delaware, we were headed to Maryland for a one-night stay just outside of Washington, D.C. The next day we were back on the road again. This time we're going to Virginia. We finally get to slow down for a few days. But the best part of going to Virginia is that we get to meet Liz Cook. Liz bought the International Association of Professional Birth Photographers from us last June, and we've done a ton of video conference calls and training over the last year, and we are so excited we get to stop and meet her. We invited her family out to the campground to have a fire dinner. We got to go and hang out at their house for a while, and we just really got to connect with them on a personal level. And we're so excited that we just get to slow down for a few days and connect with them. One thing we never really expected from selling our business was that we would walk away with a new friend, and Liz has definitely been that, and we're so thankful for her friendship and her kindness and just being so understanding through each step of the process of selling the business. It was a huge undertaking. There was a lot to it. A lot went on behind the scenes, and we could not have had a better buyer. We're so thankful for her, and it was really fun to just get to see her in person and give her a big hug. We're in a rest area somewhere in Virginia. We have been on the road a ton over the last week. We have another 2 weeks before we get back to Austin, but we try and keep our mileage around 500 miles per week or less. This week has been over 1,200, so we are spending a lot of time in this truck right now. Lots of throwing snacks at the kids, lots of tablet time just to get us through. So we have one more night in Virginia, and then we get to go see our best friends in Tennessee. We're somewhere in Virginia. Do you know where you are? No, me neither. It's beautiful here. Should just campground for one night. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Is it pretty? The next day we were really excited to hit Tennessee because we got to slow down and see some dear friends of ours. Unfortunately, as soon as we got there, Zachary had a really scary allergic reaction to what we think was probably milk. I missed it in one of the snack bars that we bought, and he had a scary reaction, but thankfully the next day he was doing a lot better. We got to spend a lot of time with our dear friends who used to live in the same neighborhood as us. We've met up with them several times on the road. They're also full-time. And these kids are so close, they literally email each other and message each other 500 times a day. And it's wonderful to get to see them in person and spend really good quality time with them. After only 4 days of sitting still, we really have to get back on the road in order to be back in Texas in time for my sessions. So today we are traveling from Knoxville through Nashville over to Natchez Trace. We just got to Natchez Trace, but our GPS did not take us to the campground as it said that it would, and we are kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and we have no Wi-Fi, we have no cell signal, and we ran out of diesel.
Yeah.
Because the campground is not where the GPS said it was, and we were already pushing it to get to the campground without stopping for diesel on our way, and Jason is very upset right now, so we're just kind of pulled over, stuck in the middle of nowhere. I'm kind of hoping maybe a ranger will pass by that we can flag down or something. All of our solutions involve having, there goes a car, but that's not a ranger. All of our solutions involve calling someone, and we can't do that here because we have no cell, no Wi-Fi, no nothing. Can't even send a text. It's bad right now. Oh, we definitely should have stopped for diesel.
Yeah.
Oh, there's somebody.
I'm like,
I just told Jonah, I guess we live here now.
yeah, but we don't.
We kind of do. We kind of do live here now.
Because we ran out of gas.
Because we ran out of gas. And we're just like at this little pull-off. There's like a bathroom. Somebody pulled up, but they didn't get out. Your daddy is very unhappy right now. He's a very unhappy camper.
Oh my goodness.
Oh look, those people are leaving.
So the original directions are telling me to get off on a road that would cause us to go down like a 15-foot drop off to get to a road. That's not going to work.
No. Thank you, RV GPS.
So from where we're at, if I map it with just the car, it actually tells us to get off here and then take a right and a right. And I'm guessing this is a bridge that we went over. So there's a tunnel that we would have to go through this way to get to the campground, which is right there. But when I map it with the RV, it tells us to go off the drop off still.
Oh, well, it's probably because we don't fit underneath that
Through
tunnel.
the tunnel, but
Down here.
I think that's the only way to get to the campground.
No, that can't be right.
Drop off.
We did this.
Sure, let's go drive off a cliff.
Okay.
Because that's not a road in there.
Task number 1 is to go get us some gas, some diesel, so that we can even get to the campground. My vote is we go get these on hitch. I'll stay here with the RV and the kids. You try and go get diesel and ask them to confirm where the campground even is when you go get gas. That would be my vote.
Me? No.
You want to go?
Yeah.
I got news for you. You're not going.
Road in there.
You're staying here. You gotta stay with your house. We live here now. I hope you guys like it.
There he goes. I really hope that they make it all the way to the store in time to get gas and they don't run out on the way.
All right, so here we are. Jason went to go get gas. Hopefully, fingers crossed he can make it that far. It's a little bit farther than the gas that we think we have, but we're parked here. It's this little gully area. There's a river down there. Jonah's been down there already. Go check it out. Not our best travel day by any means. So Jason and Jude went to go get gas. Taryn, Zachary, Jonah, and I are here at the RV. And we just unhitched. I'm kind of hoping maybe a ranger's going to come along and say, hey, you guys can't park here. And maybe they can help us. But in the meantime, Jason is trying to go get gas. Our gas mileage will go further if we are not towing. So we dropped the RV here in hopes that he can make it a little bit further without the RV. I bet there will be a dog that comes to say hello. Hello, Maggie. Of course, it's raining and you cannot come outside right now. He'll be a stinky dog. All right, we're gonna take a vote. Do you think they ran out of gas? Raise your hand. Or do you think they made it? No. I'm raising a whole slew of pessimists. I think they made it. I'll be the only optimist here. Except for the dogs. They're always an optimist.
I'm an idealistic dreamer.
I think they made it and they didn't make it.
How could it be both?
I don't know.
It could go either way. Is that what you're saying?
They could have almost made it.
Mom, they could have made it there, but then they ran out of gas as soon as they got there.
We've done that before. Once before. Like coasted in on fumes. We did that in Pittsburgh. Oops, you think we learned our lesson, huh?
No, like right whenever they parked and Dad got out, they ran out of gas. That would have been funny.
Oh, that would be by the skin of his teeth. All right, we'll see who is right. They'll either be here in 10 minutes or 10 hours.
We did it. We did
You made it. Well, you were gone so long. I was like, they didn't make it. They're gonna be hiking in the dark. All right, truck's back, all gassed up, got all our diesel. Jason's gonna bring the one slide that we put out in, and you got directions from the gas station on where exactly the campground is, because the directions would not take us there because there was an 11-foot clearance underpass under her bridge. So that's why we got all turned around. You're a fun guy.
I'm the funnest of them all.
You're super fun.
2 years. You think we'd have it figured out?
By the time we made it anywhere near the campground, the sun had gone down. It was dark and we needed to do a late check-in. Little did we know, there was a very muddy campground waiting for us.
All right, so our phones didn't work out here. I just directed Jason into our spot. It's like a mud pit out here, but because it rained a lot here today. But the good thing is we're on an incline and we fit in this huge spot that's a full hookup. We're only here for one night. We should have just gone to Walmart, but it was so hot that we didn't want to boondock. We don't have to unhook because the site is big enough where we don't have to unhook everything. So there's a nudie baby over there. Hello, nudie baby. Where's your clothes?
He's cold. He wants to get back in the
Cold?
truck.
All right, I'll take you back.
The next day, we finally made it back to Arkansas, where we spent just a couple of nights before finally arriving back into our home state of Texas. 13 travel days and 2,100 miles later, we made it. Our second year on the road wasn't exactly easy. We had a lot of financial concerns. We had a lot of struggles, and we sold a business. We started a new one. It was really bittersweet to come back to Texas because we just don't know how long we're going to be here. We don't know when we're going to be able to get back on the road, and that's really hard. So for now, we're home.